We're down here with Uncle Papa.
Uncle
Just
Papa?
Hey, I think I'm
Uncle
doing...
Papa?
Yeah.
Uncle Papa.
Uncle Papa?
I'm going to be down here...
That's a two in
Well,
one.
no,
down
you
here
see,
with my
because
Uncle
my dad is my mother's sister. So what happened... It's Uncle Papa.
See, my mother was my sister, and my dad was a bird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is my
And,
Uncle
yeah.
Papa.
And listen,
You know Uncle Papa Larry?
living deep in the ocean is hard. Jesus was poor. Jesus ain't had nothing.
Jesus didn't know nothing about the barometric pressure.
You know what Jesus said one time? It's too late to apologize.
He did say that. He said that when he came back. When he was resurrected before he ascended to glory completely and for the final time.
Take that, Romans.
He said, hey, listen, Julius Caesar.
Said, hey.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
It's too late.
That's a direct quote from Jesus Christ.
Is Jesus Christ in One Republic?
Yes.
Well, that's what that song's about, because Ryan Phillippe, or whatever that guy's name is, from One Republic.
Oh, you mean Ryan Felipe?
Yeah, that's the one. He,
You what?
It's too late.
Yes.
Ryan Felipe from One Republic, he is a fundamentalist, like old school Christian guy, and that he's like all about like the tablets of when, you know, Jesus traveled the world between the ages of 12 and 30. That's why he's not in the mainstream Bible in those age ranges. And Ryan Phillippe from the band One
mainstream
Republic, he
Bible.
wants to make more mainstream that message that when Jesus came back, he told the Romans,
It's too late to apologize.
The worst part was in the early days of his travels where everyone was like, who are your parents? Where are they? Why are you here right now?
well,
trying
and
to
that's
talk
also
to
a
me?
mistranslation of that word.
You're
the
a
word
12-year-old boy.
The word virgin in Aramaic was really more used to describe a young woman. It wasn't necessarily meaning an individual who had never been penetrated
Cut
sexually.
that.
That's just that's straight. That's dead ass, bro. And so it's just like the situation with the Garden of Eden, like the way that they've played telephone with that through the translations and the editing by rulers over the past 2,000 years. You know, you can't really trust anything. You got to let your heart tell you what makes sense. Because if Jesus is in there, he's going to reveal it.
Yes.
This is how, I mean, I seriously, I'm going to open a mega church because I need the money. I mean, this
Ooh, they're building
I
a
am
new one.
so fucked on my taxes that I can never pay taxes again. I have to go tax exempt. I'm already a reverend. I'm going to put everything under. We just got to mention Jesus at the top of the hour, and I think we can write it all off.
They're
'cause
building a new mega church over in Illinois.
They are trying
That's
to
where a movie theater
squash
was?
self-employment right now, if you really want to know. Are we rolling?
Yeah, we have been rolling.
Perfect. We're going to use some of that, I'm sure. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We like to start every show by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. And
it
it's
was just
actually
Hamel.
just Hamel. Thank you, Bug. I'm here with baby brother Diesel James from the No Antiques and Caddyshack. il.org. You can also find a link to them on my website, jacobv.com. That's jacobvi.com. And what else? What's the other thing? The other thing is the only way to support this show financially, patreon.com/JacobV. The Patreon is lit. And people ask me, I had this conversation with Matt F. Basler. I'm going on his show next week if you want to join me.
Nice. I'm down.
And dear friend of mine,
Good nipples. Good nipples.
big inspiration to me. His podcast is back. I thought they were, or whatever. They just didn't do one for a few months. It gets crazy.
Is that the
'cause-
guy that did the 20th anniversary of Smooth?
Yes, twice.
Loved that show.
Yeah. And it was really good. And
Were you at that show?
it was good. A man tried to eat a boiled egg
yeah.
every time they started a new version of
A
Smooth, and he
hard-boiled
ended up
egg
puking.
for every Smooth.
And the whole place smelled like eggs. He couldn't even keep them down. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've made me suffer for nothing.
It was really good.
But I was talking to Matt F. Basler the other evening at Pop's Blue Moon, if you don't mind me saying, and I can say where because I didn't say which evening. And he said, I messed up calling the show weekly. And I had to point out to him, people probably think that all the time. because the public episodes are not every week. But content on the Patreon is at least once a week, often more. There, and if you sign up for the Patreon, it's $1 a week. It's billed as $4 monthly, and you get access to over 300 posts of stuff that I've already posted since before you joined us. So, will you fucking sign up for the Patreon, please? And we're back here at the Doorstop Studio, doorstop-studio.square.site.
Holy shit.
And I'm here
You
with
got it.
all of my best friends, and I love spending time with my friends here. And if you have friends that you want to spend time with and do something creatively where you could use a room like this with lights, I brought my own cameras. I mean, but it's just perfect. It's plug and play. I don't have to spend 2 hours cleaning up empty cans of Diet Coke like I do at my house. So, praise God. Gentlemen, what's on your heart this evening?
That's a hard question.
Probably that song. Like it's too late.
Yeah, it is too late. And we just have to think about how to move forward in a positive direction in the wake of all of our previous misdoings. Because we're not going to get to the gates of heaven.
Nope.
Well, you mean just period. But we're not going to get there by acting like we didn't do all that terrible shit we did. And that's anything. That's to Native and Indigenous peoples, the polar bears, children.
Well, is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
That's exactly what I'm
The
saying.
turtles.
You got to think about, you don't have to be perfect, but you want to be in the top 51% of everybody.
Who said the turtles? Okay.
If you are throwing hard plastic straws into the ocean, I don't know. I don't know which God is going to forgive that.
Also, every single turtle has sinned.
Definitely not
It's
the
recorded.
pescatarian god.
Yeah, the God of the fish will not stand for this.
Yeah.
Can pescatarians eat amphibians?
Pescatarians probably wouldn't eat an amphibian.
Wouldn't eat a turtle or a frog.
Do pescatarians eat amphibians?
I feel like it's water creatures, maybe.
Okay, here we go. Say theoretically, I'm a pescatarian. Am I allowed to eat frogs and toads?
Oh, this sounds like a forum. This doesn't sound like it's facts.
Technically, no, since amphibians are not seafood.
I call bullshit.
It depends on why you're a pescatarian. Animal rights?
Well, like
no.
Creole-
Environment? I have no idea.
Like
Health
Creole
reasons?
cuisine has like frog legs and stuff, right? But that doesn't count as seafood.
It's not seafood.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it
true.
Also-
Everglades snacks?
Are there frogs in the ocean?
I don't think so.
Are there
there's
frogs
sea
in the
frogs.
ocean?
But around the ocean, absolutely.
There has to be at least one frog in the sea.
You
walk
have to let
down-
me ask the question.
What's the question?
Yes, frogs live in freshwater bodies but prefer lakes, marshes, slow-moving rivers, and ponds and cannot live in salt water. Frogs cannot live in salt water.
What about swamp?
Well,
Like
obviously.
Tyler.
Obviously.
Tyler.
Tyler is a frog.
Yeah,
I'll tell him to his face.
Who?
Did we invite
he's
him?
a descendant of.
He's
the
busy.
frogs.
Oh, it's Friday. He's busy.
I love frog people.
Yeah,
Mm.
He's got a Friday routine, especially if it rains. He's probably off today.
yeah. He's out there working on that body.
Shout out to Tyler from No Antics. If you're a member of the Patreon, soon, any day now, you're going to see me and Tyler going to get an oil change in the official van of Fem Grime, which is the Honda Odyssey that Tyler owns.
Did you guys do that?
We haven't done it yet,
Mm.
but we have to do it. He still needs
Yeah.
the oil.
That's the second.
I
highest
need the
rated vehicle in its
content.
class. The
Is
Honda
it?
Odyssey.
What beats the Honda Odyssey?
The Toyota Sienna.
Is that your opinion?
No, it's fact.
Um,
Did you know that the stock Toyota Sienna can has 300 horsepower?
no, I didn't know that.
My mom has one. It's like
Oh,
decked
wow.
out.
That motherfucker can get
That's
it.
a lot for a fucking.
That van can get it.
That van can get it.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is,
What can that van get?
We should
It.
soup up.
It.
Wait, what
Mm.
car was that?
The Toyota Sienna.
We should soup one up and then take it to like a.
You don't even
drag
have
race.
to soup one up.
Yeah, that's true. We should just.
It
take
just
a
puts it
stock-
out.
Let's just take a stock
It's stock output.
and we'll take it to the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom's is a lowrider.
They did that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine seeing a minivan?
They did
on
a
a
series
track?
of performance tests with a fresh off the line Toyota Sienna against like equipped race vehicles, multiple different classes,
Yeah.
and it either matched or exceeded their performances.
Oh God.
Look at that.
Why did I just see today one of those goddamn Ford Mustangs that they turned into a crossover? Have you seen this?
No.
The new Mustang crossover?
Oh, like the Mustang.
It's like a Mustang
weird
that
SUV
it looks like
thing.
a feminine product.
It looks like a Tesla that someone
They
else
took a muscle
put thing
car
on it.
and they made it some kind of like a pH balancing pod.
How so?
Have you seen it?
No.
God damn it! Now I got to find a picture of it. And it wasn't just a hideous bastardization of the Ford Mustang.
Yep.
It was also kitted out as an Ameren security vehicle.
Mm.
Why does Ameren need security?
A lot of people want to steal that power.
Why are they spending $100,000 on a customized bastardization of a muscle
I
car?
don't think it's a $100,000 vehicle.
The Bronco from last year, if you buy it new off the lot with all the custom shit, they're still $90,000.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
So now I got to look up all this stuff. See, when Cameron was here,
There's
he
a
looked
late
up
80s.
stuff.
There's a late. Should it be Jacob V Weekly or does it be Jacob V Googles it?
Yeah, let's Google
Just
it.
change the name.
You don't need me to look.
Jacob V. Google.
Well, because I'm going to have to put the picture of the new Mustang. Yeah, Ford Mustang something. Mach E. Oh, if it's electric
I think it's
too,
electric.
I'm going to burn
Mhm.
it to the ground.
Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
better respect that shit.
You can get an old one for
Little to no
$28,000.
emissions,
Respect that shit.
but 3 times the microplastics.
No, but the GT is 54 before you add anything to it. And they put lights and their own name on it, Diesel.
I gotta say, your Grand Mercury Marquis
Okay.
that thing.
is looking great today.
It's got a
I was
V8.
walking past the back of it, and I was like, "That thing looks fucking amazing
Mhm.
today."
If you look past all the garbage.
Well, it got rained on real good, and I think that helps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it got all
And then
the pollen off.
you know what? I got a lot of the big garbage out of there. We're
This-
down to mostly cans now.
What was big garbage?
Mostly like old bags
Oh,
from Taco Bell and McDonald's
Yeah,
and
like
Rallies
TJ Maxx
and,
totes full of
Lion's Choice and
Diet Cokes.
the Hampton Village Schnooks. I can't go there without getting recognized now. In the parking lot today at the Hampton Village Schnooks, after I got some Diet Cokes, I got about 64 Diet Cokes and 62 maybe. It's 24 times 3. That's 24 times 3 would be 72. It's 72 Diet Cokes in the trunk of my car. And I'm loading these into the Grand Marquis in front of the Hampton Village Schnooks. And a guy says, "Hey, I've seen you at the dispensary. And you always have the same shirt, but in different colors."
You say, "Yep, that's definitely you."
And I said, "Who sent you?" You know what they have in that lot is they have a thing, like a security thing that's powered by solar panels, and it says, "Attention, please leave." Did you see this on my Snapchat?
"No,
I
I
st-
don't
I,
watch Snapchat."
I thought I sent it to you on Snapchat though.
I
Because
forgot I had a
You
snap.
I walked over to it. I'm like, I don't like this robot's attitude.
So
It
what? It's
tells
just one
you
of
to
those
leave?
signs that just kind of goes across.
Yeah, but it's like up on like a bulbous thing, and it kind of scrolls across like an LED thing, and it says, "Attention, please leave." Now it was late at night when I was there.
Yeah.
I think
Well, whose goddamn business?
they need to bring back that like throaty voice that crossing the crosswalk button does. The wait.
I think you know what? I think if you're, I'm not into this
Bring
robot
that
telling me to leave thing. You're not even going to
You can
use.
just say
Hey,
leave.
but the thing is some people need something to say, "Wait, walk."
No, yeah, that's not what I'm
Take
saying.
a step.
It's not saying it out loud,
ever moving.
It's just flashing it. and it's like-
yeah.
but I don't know why it's
But-
there.
Well, because some people don't have, some people aren't smart, and
It's true.
they need a sign to say, "Eat, sleep."
I have a video of this,
Yeah, it's like that clip from Forrest
and I'll
Gump.
put it picture in picture. This is why I
Whatever you tell me to.
like
Drill
if I was doing
Sergeant.
this live, I couldn't do this, but right now I can go videos. I got this motherfucker right here.
We're
Look.
gonna act like there's a big screen right there. All right, Molly
should
and
be.
Lucius,
We gotta
can you
bring a
pull this
TV.
up for us?
Show this.
We're gonna look at the big screen.
Oh, that
right
is
over here.
aggressive.
They're just managing the
It
audio.
just says leave.
Oh wow,
You know.
It's just
That's what I'm saying. I walked up to it and took a
they need
video.
that many solar panels for that?
Oh, tons of. It has to
It's
be
very
related to
bright.
something else. I think it's one of those remote police things where you hit the button if you have an emergency.
But instead
Oh.
of call for help, it just says leave.
It says,
Just
"Please
leave.
leave." If you weren't
Do you
in
need
this parking
assistance?
lot,
Then
you
you
wouldn't
should
be the
leave.
victim
Are
of
you
a
in
crime
danger
right now.
here?
Yeah.
Leave.
You need to leave.
You know why you're being mugged? Because you're in this parking lot.
Yeah.
Go home.
Go home.
Actually,
Get out of here.
that specific parking lot. Remember, there was that stream of carjackings that happened in that area, like Southampton, Eichelberger to Hampton Village.
PTSD.
Our buddy from a band we've played with a lot. I'm not going to say who because it's I don't know if it's public knowledge or not, but got carjacked in the parking lot of the Schnooks on South Grand.
So what they do is they pull up with two people and they block you into your parking space. One person steals your car and the other person doesn't let you leave until they have your car. And then that person peels out and the other person takes your car and leaves.
Wait. So you're there when this is happening?
It's a two-man system.
Yeah, that's how they get
they
access.
They watch
to the
you
car.
coming
Without
out.
saying who it was, can you?
Sometimes they just leave you with your
Tell
cart
me
full of
who it was.
groceries. They just
Oh,
take your keys. Unless you got cheese balls, then
I'm
they
not
take your
picturing
cheese
his
balls.
correct name now.
Okay.
Edward Jones.
Oh, Jack from the public.
Oh.
And he told me this in a group of
Yeah.
people, but I'll bleep his name.
Damn,
just at gunpoint.
No, there was like 20 carjackings in that stretch in 2 weeks.
So they're not even like waiting for you to.
Going. And it's children. It's like
No, it's
like
young
15-year-olds.
children. And they steal one
you should
car.
have Fucking. I mean, dude, my Kia got stolen twice.
But this is also the
Well,
thing.
you had a Kia.
Because there's
Yeah.
a huge part of the population also just looks at this problem and says, well, I would just shoot him. But then you learn that most of these people are children who are stealing cars.
Minors,
Like if
yeah.
they sold
Yeah.
your car that they stole from you, they would have gotten maybe a couple $100 for it at the most.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
If these children were busy working in the mines, they wouldn't have time.
But nobody's
Steal
in the
cars.
mines.
We need to
Mines are
bring. We need to
Child
bring
labor.
We need to bring back the mines.
Joe Biden and the mines
Give them a hard hat with a light on it and a pack of cigarettes.
but this
and
is
they
the
won't steal
problem.
cars.
is
The
that
problem is that kids
People
aren't
think
smoking
this-
cigarettes early enough.
yeah.
they need if they were just outside smoking cigarettes, they wouldn't feel the need to
You
do
know-
all this crime.
You know what I did when I smoked cigarettes when I was a minor is I was busy rifling through my mom's couch for change to go buy more cigarettes. I wasn't robbing people.
Yeah. I was too busy
Mm-hmm.
trying to find the guy that walked around Kirkwood Park to say, "Hey, can you buy me a pack of
Oh,
cigarettes?"
you were hey mistering it at the park?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It was-
sad.
It was the same guy
See,
though, and he would
I
be
never
like-
had to do that because I always had a beard.
Yeah, but the
It's
thing,
true.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
did. He
I
used
just
to buy,
had to
It
go
was
to-
he used to
nice,
buy
though,
his
'cause he
beer
was
when we
"You
were like
buy
17.
me-"
Hmm?
Yeah,
Hmm?
he was like, "You buy me a big gulp, I'll get you a pack of cigarettes."
Well,
And
that's
we-
a hell of a
And then
deal.
we both walked to 7-Eleven.
And
I
back
don't know
then,
what
cigarettes
he
were
did.
probably only like $5.
Yeah, I don't know who. I know this guy, but I don't know.
When
like,
I was in
if
high
he's a
school,
real person.
a pack of Parliament Lights was
He was your spirit
$4.44, and we thought that was a lot.
What was that?
When I was in high school, a pack of Parliament Lights was $4.44, and we thought that was crazy.
And now it's like $10.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! For
Easy.
Parliament Lights
Easy.
with the recessed filter.
You go buy a pack of turkey bacons. It's about 9 something.
What's a turkey bacon?
Turkish blends.
Turkish.
Turkish. I've never heard it called that. You know,
Turkey
turkey bacon's come a long way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Has it?
When I was a kid, turkey bacon was really awful, and now it's not as bad.
I don't think I've had turkey bacon. in
Well,
a
if you
while.
don't have like a religious exemption keeping you from the swine, I think you should stay on it. The swine is more succulent. But they make duck bacon that's pretty good. Duck has a much better fat composition for a bacon than a turkey does, I
So
believe.
Here's a whole thing I'd love to get into in relation to this topic. A lot of people want to avoid bacon because of the high fat content, the saturated fats, the cholesterol. Cholesterol was a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So I saw some shit recently talking about how your brain is made up of myelin, and that is like 75% cholesterol. And when they introduced margarine in the late 1970s, the cases of Alzheimer's and dementia increased because people had less cholesterol in their diets.
What is margarine?
It's like fucking plastic and seed oil.
It's like butter made out of seed oil. So it's
Yeah.
like canola oil that's emulsified into like a whipped product like a butter.
Mhm. And also canola
So
oil
it's
is
fake
horrible for
butter.
you.
It's dairy-free butter. And it's vegetarian technically.
but
It's
so-
not good for you.
it's
like
not good for
Country
you.
Crock was a big one.
But so like cholesterol can be bad for your heart if you're not being active. Big thing happened there. So then they did this whole thing with the margarine and things like that because it's lower cholesterol. But then it's bad for your brain over time if you don't have a healthy level of cholesterol going through your system.
That's
And
why
so
my
then
brain
they
is
did,
so powerful.
Hold on. Back in the 70s, they also did a study with 18,000 people 9,000 people in this control group that got to have a regular American diet that involved cholesterol. And then a low cholesterol margarine-based diet group of 9,000 people. And they didn't like the results they got because it turns out that more unhealthy things were happening to the low cholesterol margarine group than to the people with the regular standard cholesterol diets, involving cancer, dementia, a lot of circulation issues for some reason as well, like blood clots and things as well, rather than like, thrombosis and like, things like that would actually cause.
I was going to ask specifically about the thrombosis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the cholesterol buildup that everyone's worried about, the plaque and tartar or whatever that gets into your fucking arteries because you're not being active, but you're having a high cholesterol thing. But also, the people in the control group that got to have the regular fucking diets, they were living healthy lives and everything was totally fine, but they weren't experiencing the spike in cancer or the spike in dementia. So it's almost like when Big Sugar started telling people that fat was bad for you so they could sell more sugar, but then sugar is actually way worse for you than fat. It was all just kind of hidden away.
I had that problem
because I got the money on the fire.
I got a fat-free cappuccino at a gas station one time, and then I went to go put that exact brand of fat-free, high caffeine cappuccino into my Fitness Pal, and it was full of fucking high fructose corn syrup.
Well, here's the thing: is every so often they come out with this big discovery of, oh, this thing is actually way worse than we thought. Like, biggest example you can think of is cigarettes, for example. Fucking everybody used to smoke cigarettes, and it was clearly, okay, yeah, this isn't great, but
Jacob, I need you to get on that mic.
You need me to talk into my own microphone?
I need you to donkey lip that thing.
Yeah. I know. Really? Yes. I was trying not to be louder than them, I think.
Give it a tongue punch. Blah.
Yeah,
it's just I'm trying to.
Blah.
I didn't want to flip this table with all my because I like to cover it and stuff, and so I'm not using the desktop thing. I don't have to look right at DD the whole time is my thing.
Although I know you want to.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're handsome.
Yeah, good looking fella.
I mean, I like to look at you.
Yeah,
I like to look at
everybody. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a look.
Yeah, but anyways, so every 30, 40 years there's something that everybody uses that turns out to give you some wicked fucking disease.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
everything's got carcinogens.
Like Raid,
Raid.
That thing,
Roundup.
Yeah, Roundup. Monsanto.
No. Roundup is owned by Bayer.
Okay.
And then Bayer was a big part of the gas chambers in fucking Nazi Germany until they found out that was a bad idea. And then they
got to give me a warning before you just say gas chambers to me.
Well, I mean,
I had my mouth full of pop.
It was a historical thing.
I could have spat at you.
But I'm just saying, Bayer was a big company that was in the production of the gas chamber gases that was killing all the poor people that were in those camps. And then they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, guys, we're on the wrong side here. These guys are losing. We gotta swim across the ocean real quick." So Bayer's been around for a long time. And yeah, now they make baby aspirin. But
Bayer. So you said Monsanto. Is Bayer like one of those?
Oh, I was listing
huge
things that are fucked up. They may not even.
Monsanto's more agriculture.
Okay.
But also they have unhealthy things that they put on their
Didn't they get
vegetations.
Like shut down or something?
Something happened.
Never.
Oh man. But yeah, I work with so many so like rebuilding these putting back together these trailers and stuff, we use like a lot of different types of glue that you gotta like glue like the inside of the liner with and stuff. And like the gas that comes out as you're spraying that glue just smells so fucking toxic.
I'm sure it's good for you.
It's insane. I can't help but think that every time I use that stuff, that in 10 years they're going to be like, this
you have mesothelioma.
Yeah, exactly.
You and a loved one.
Yeah.
This is causing your lungs to grow I don't know.
But it'll also
something
to grow wrongly.
It'll also put fuzz on your peaches, I tell you.
Yeah, it will.
If you
want, peaches are gonna be so fuzzy.
I do love a little fuzz on my peach. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Podcasts are so funny because I'm just not like good with words. Like you guys are good with words, where you're
That's
like
not
you guys are quick with it.
Right.
That's not true.
And you like know like words.
Yeah.
He is so educated. Me, I just kind of make it up on
Yeah.
the fly.
Yeah.
And then if I'm drunk, I just make it up on the fly louder.
Mhm.
Figure that out.
Yes.
Figure that out the hard way.
Yeah. And that's the strategy, though. You got to have a little bit of each. It takes a village, and you can't just buy chemistry with other people. So if you want to do something that has to involve other people to be interesting, you want to make sure you identify that chemistry. That's what you're saying. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have you guys to bounce off of here. Because if it was just me
Yes.
sitting here alone, man, there would be a lot of silence.
Why is my goddamn phone ringing?
So Jacob and I am not, but you're gonna do a minute set of stand up.
Oh yeah, we're talking about trying to get in at an open
When's
mic. We
that?
shouldn't mention maybe Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So we got to come
So
up.
we
We got to
shouldn't, or
come
we
up with some
should?
things.
Can I ask where? Should I wait to ask?
No,
where?
we'll tell you. It's the spot you think it is. But we're just not going to mention it because I don't want to clip it. I don't want to clip. Please don't
is it-
insist on knowing right now. You don't have to know right now.
Now it's all I can think about.
Fucking Westport Funny Bone. You
Oh,
goddamn
okay.
right
That's where I
bastard.
thought. Okay, cool.
Fuck.
I want
Piss.
There's
I-
closer clubs. There's Helium.
What isn't the improv at the end of the Grove?
Yeah.
Is that like?
I know
When
someone
do
that
they
works
do
there.
an open
do
mic?
they-
I don't know. I know someone that works there though, and
Do you?
and
Lou-
they're awesome.
Lou would know.
Yeah.
It's like you do some
They
really
don't
cool
do
shit.
open.
I did a short film with
mics.
somebody that works.
They
at
don't
the
do
Improv,
open mics,
And
DD.
it's like you're the shit.
It's probably a good idea.
But Heavy Anchor does open mics though.
Heavy Anchor does
Yeah.
the Comedy Shipwreck open mic
Well,
some Mondays.
Well, we should.
You should
go to
totally do
too.
that.
We live right down the street.
I think that's a way better start than the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
You're gonna get,
Westport Funny Bone.
seriously,
Helium
because
Club, you're gonna get turned
my
to
whole
shreds.
minute was
Yeah.
going to be just
That's true.
roasting the Funny Bone in
Hey,
Westport.
where'd
'cause
you
it's a
start
nightmare.
out? Where'd you
Okay.
get your first time on stage? Westport.
I went to the
Funny
Westport Funny
Oh.
Bone and made fun of how the whole operation
Bone.
is.
Then I went to the
uh,
train wreck and I cried.
Oh God, I do love the food there. Whenever
Train
I'm
wreck?
work, because I've worked
to
at
that-
the Funny Bone a
Went to
number
that
of
rooftop
times.
hibachi joint and then I cried a little bit.
I've worked at that Funny Bone multiple times, recording shows for comedians and their record labels, and I've done it like 4 or 5 times.
Yep.
And so I've never actually like attended a show there or like performed there. But I've spent enough time there that I'm like, I have a routine. I have a specific batch of deep fried, disgusting food I like to go get at the train wreck after I drop my stuff off. And then I go and I do the whole thing. But nobody ever remembers me because they're all fucking blackout drunk anytime they're there.
Well, and
I mean,
you just blend in so well to a crowd.
oh, yeah. I mean, it's, you know what I get all the time? Say, hey, does anyone ever tell you you look exactly like Matt Damon?
I think that about you all the time.
And I think there's a day coming where Matt Damon looks more like me.
Specifically
He'll
that
be in a
movie where
movie.
he's super like smart. You know, what's that
Yeah.
movie where he's super smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
look a lot
Martian.
like him in that.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
That's kind of his thing, right? He's
That's a
like,
good one,
I'm
though.
super famous,
Goodwill
but I'm supposed to be
Hunting?
the smart one.
That's it.
Which one?
Good
Yeah,
Will
you look like
Hunting.
Matt Damon in Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, with that perfect
He looks
jawbone.
more like Robin Williams in Goodwill Hunting. He's got
That's actually the exact photo I use for my goddamn what's that
goddamn-
app I use when I travel?
Expedia.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that my Venmo picture is when I shaved only half of my face during COVID. So I had like a beard and shit on the side and then clean shaven on this side.
You forgot
Awesome.
about
I
that?
forgot. And then I did a side job for somebody and they said, "Can I pay you with Venmo?" And it's like, so I'm just a whole different person now than I was then. And I
Yeah.
opened up my Venmo QR code thing so you could scan it. And it's just my
Half
face,
face.
half shaved, half not. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I forgot that was my picture. Just please pay me for my services so I can leave.
Yeah, yeah. I've been trying to get Jacob for a while now to do the.
Oh,
I
you
did.
should
I gotta
do
find
it.
the photo. It was so long ago, but when I was a young man, I was in a band called Battle Stag, and you can actually buy that whole album on Patreon without being a member. Patreon.com/Jacob.
You can also buy a brown ale called Battle Stag
at Bluewood Brewing, not a
Mhm.
sponsor, but actually kind of. He threw me a 20 last time he was here.
Thanks for the name.
And actually, I got new followers for this show last night. We were at had a rousing game of the trivia at the Blue Hood, and then I begged people at the end to pull out their phones and subscribe to the podcast. And like 3 of them came up to me and asked me how to spell it. So that's good.
Yeah. that
So
is-
shout out to them. But we were talking about
we were talking about his beard and how he cut it in half.
We were talking about Robin Williams in Goodwill Hunting.
But after that,
Oh, I was saying that I think that you would look great with mutton chops.
So when
he
I was
did
in
it once.
Battlestag, there was a night where
Did
after
this.
band practice was always on a Thursday for years in
Just shaved
Battlestag.
this part of his face, and he had the big muttons.
Oh, you did it?
Oh yeah, and so I was drinking in those days, and so Thursday nights
Yes.
we would get obliterated because I didn't. A lot of that was when I was in college too, and like some of it was when I worked at like Guitar Center, so I didn't have to be somewhere at 8 a.m. I could get
Right.
schmasted
You had the whole morning
on
to
a Thursday
recuperate.
off, and so this particular one was so bad that I stayed there. That's how drunk we all were on a Thursday night. This man had children and
You
a
slept
family.
there?
Oh yeah, he had an extra bedroom just for just such an occasion,
Yeah.
and
Who was
whatever.
this? Robin Williams.
But yeah, at Robin Williams' house, I got hammered drunk,
Wow.
and
Goodwill
and he let
Hunting.
me sleep there. And then but at like 11:30, because he always had the dad fridge full of IPAs and shit. And
Those are really.
I would
toss you.
drink like 18 Miller Lights by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Between like 6:30 and 10 o'clock.
And then he'd start drinking.
And then I'd start slamming just whatever he'd let me have out of that fridge. And sometimes it's leftover Christmas ale and shit.
Mhm.
And
A winter warm.
And then they said, why don't you, because I had like another 8 months before I would ever have to worry about getting a real job. So they're like, why don't you carve out the center of your beard and do the massive chops? And I said, let's do it right now.
I remember
And so
when I
they
first
held
saw him.
me down in the garage and carved the whole center of my beard out.
Because even though he consented, he still fought it naturally.
Yeah.
So I got to go back and
like,
find
"Do
it.
it."
But also hold me down.
I'm going to text them right now and tell them to send me a picture of that
I
because
would love to see that.
it was on my old Facebook before it got stolen by the Nigerians.
That was the last time I saw his chin.
My chin. It's
Your
not my
chin-
favorite look, but then I
your chin
rocked
hasn't
it for
seen
like
daylight.
until it grew out. Like I just
Do you have a hard chin, or do you have like a nice, like
Do
what's
you
your chin
Do
like?
you have a hard? His chin's pointy.
how dare you?
oh
Do any of you guys have a picture of that time we carved out the center of my beard?
my god!
That's I don't know.
They're gonna be on the case. That's the thing. You got to delegate as a leader. You got to delegate. You got to say, "Can you find this picture of me that I don't want to look for?"
You know, I'm glad that, like, I met you when I met you,
Yeah.
but I also like
Oh man.
so badly wish that I could have like spent a few drunken nights with you.
it was
Yeah,
more fun
maybe.
back in the college days because
I had more of a stamina.
He had more stamina, so he wouldn't fall asleep. But one time, I did finally get invited. I got invited to a college party, and I was like, "Oh, dope! I've never actually been to a college party." And we get there, and I'm really excited. And these people are like new people I've met, and I'm like, "These people are really cool." And I get there, and in a plastic lawn chair outside the sliding door to get into this apartment is him, passed out in the chair, just dead to the world.
He didn't even know I was going to be there.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, guys, I can't come in. That's my brother. I really should get him home." So I had to pick him up like a sack of potatoes and carry him to my car and get him home.
What did they say
Wait,
about that?
How different?
They were like, "Well, I mean, he seems fine if you want to like come in." I was like, "No, I really should
You
handle
could have
this."
gone in. I wasn't going to wake up.
How
You're
many years
right.
apart are you
This is like
guys?
that time that I picked you up from record store.
We're
day
only
on
10 months
Cherokee.
apart, Dee. We
Oh, okay,
graduated
okay.
a whole year apart because it's on the other side
This
of the
is
cutoff.
again another reminder. It was record store day on Cherokee, and
You knew I was there.
I looked for him all over this record store. He said, "Come pick me up at this place at like 5." I go in at like 5, and there's so many people there, and there's a main level and a basement level, and blah blah blah. And I didn't realize there was a door to the back courtyard. And so I looked all over for him in this record store, and then I go out the back courtyard, and there's just a group of people standing in a circle around something. And I go and I like just look in, and they're just standing in a circle around him on a couch in the courtyard, like this.
protecting me. They were my friends. Like I had friends in that
Just
community. That was at APOP
pass-
Records,
But
RIP.
there was like 10 people standing around him. Like, if this guy gets spotted, he's out of here.
No, they didn't want me to get kicked out because they didn't want me to
Everyone
fall
form a
asleep on the
circle.
street because they knew I wouldn't be safe out there. And one of them was their friends. Like, let him. He was here with people. Somebody will come get him. Let him just fucking. Sleep
I'm gonna
for a
make an
second.
autobiography, but
Because
it's just
they
gonna
were
be
giving
chapter by
out
chapter
free
stories of
beers
me
all
finding him in
day.
places.
Yeah.
They
That's
were.
it.
This was exactly the same thing. I will drink anything that's in a 16-ounce can. I will drink like it's a PBR, which is maybe 4% alcohol, right? But they were giving away for free, and I'm 20 at the time, maybe. They're giving away for free big old pint cans of various New Belgium shit, which is all at least 5%.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to slam as many of those for free as I can get before anyone notices.
Mm.
And they're not particularly good. There's not a ton of them, but I slam a whole bunch of them. After having a couple free 2x4s at the Euclid Records in the Webster Groves.
Oh god,
Yeah,
That was
but
with my
you
friend
know-
Jeff Langgraf. Shout out to Oblive.
Jeff
is his,
Landgraf. I know who that is.
Yeah, he's a very talented and complicated individual, and he's brilliant. And I've known him for a long, long time. I met him in 1999, and I love him.
there you go.
But yeah, you do run into that because
There
you
is.
and I are a lot alike in the way that if there's a beverage and it's in our hand, we are going to drink the
it's gonna get
entire
drank.
thing.
Yeah, I'm
really
gonna suck him down.
Fucking
I worried
fast.
about you here when they brought out those little margaritas. I'm like, can my boy get a boy sized glass?
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's like it doesn't matter if it's a soda. It doesn't matter if it's a bottle of
going
water. It
down.
doesn't
I'll
matter
drink-
if it's
I was just
Gatorade or a
drinking
beer.
water.
It's going down.
It's
Yeah.
going down.
I gotta get it in me. I gotta stay
I do
moist.
the same thing. When I see someone take an
I
hour
gotta
and a half-
stay moist.
When I see someone take an hour and a half to drink a soda, I think, what the fuck is wrong with that person?
That's Tyler. So
I had
Tyler-
a friend that would do that. He
Tyler-
would open a Dr. Pepper at noon,
Yeah.
and it'd be 3:00, and he'd be like, that was a good Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
That was a good
Like,
Dr. Pepper
fuck
that
you.
I've
That
been.
was warm 6 hours ago.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you doing? It's just in your cup holder
I'm like,
still?
what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's Tyler. He'll fucking sit on a Sprite for at least 4 hours.
Yeah,
How
Tyler's
do
an
you sit on a
iguana.
Sprite for 4 hours?
He's an iguana.
What does it become then? What's 4 hour Sprite?
Yeah, at that point,
It's
give
probably. You know what? Somebody gifted me a big box full of 2 liters of Diet Coke, which is a precious gift, especially a week
Ugh,
before
but
payday.
2 liters are a ride.
But by the time I get done with a 2 liter, it's always flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I had a friend actually who so I'll tell you.
So
this story.
There.
So I knocked over
Is
his
it-
bottle of it was like a plastic bottle of soda, and I accidentally knocked it over, and I was like, "I'm sorry," but like he was genuinely upset. He's like, "This is gonna be flat." When I opened
Because
it.
you
And I
aggravated
started
it.
laughing because I was like, "Haha, he's just joking with me," but no, he was
So crazy.
actually very upset with me.
We just talked about this last week
Just
with
gotta drink
Cameron
it faster.
from Bluewood
Yeah.
Brewing that
It's got to go down.
the thing is the carbonation is forced into the liquid at a low temperature.
Mhm, like
so
a
if you're
soda stream.
if a soda is sitting at room temperature and you agitate it a whole bunch, the bubbles are going to get loose,
Man,
and they're
you-
not.
I mean, I
they're not
hate-
going to stay dissolved in the solution,
I
as
hate
Cameron
being
described.
agitated at room temperature.
Yeah, if I'm
personally.
agitated at room temperature, don't get me above room temperature. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
man. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll go flat.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm flat right now just thinking about it.
Yeah, I can't tolerate it.
Yeah, I will not stand for that.
There you go.
Good. Well, we covered that. Have you guys heard the new Kendrick diss track?
No.
It's fine.
I've seen like. all
I think
types
it's
of
so obvious
Snapchat
that Kendrick
things.
wins in that whole thing.
I didn't even know he was dissing anybody.
Who is it? Kendrick.
It's
against
Kendrick and
who?
J. Cole and Drake, but J. Cole bitched out. Like J. Cole kind of got drug into it, and he didn't want to do it. And
Well-
then,
J. Cole just dropped
Can
an
I
album like
ask
2
a
weeks
question
ago.
that might sound stupid?
oh yeah,
Is Drake respected in the?
Not since Degrassi.
that's why I don't think it's a big deal. Like you mean in the hip hop community,
Yeah,
like
is
because
he,
I
like,
I
oh,
picture like Kendrick Lamar as like an actual like artist that contributed something like creatively to the field
Right.
in a way that there was a vacuum and he filled a space that we didn't know we needed.
Mhm.
Drake, I feel like, is important in making a lot of that real art more mainstream for people, but I wouldn't even think Drake would want to consider himself competitive with anybody.
Right, because you.
I would stay out of it. I
know-
would say, let's just look at the record sales, guys. Let me go make my money. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than you. I'm not saying that I'm a genius and you're not. You know what I mean? Like I would
Yeah.
completely stay out of it. But that's a
Yeah.
part of that whole.
21. Can
Thing,
you do
maybe.
something for me?
Can you do something for me,
Can you
Mr.
do it?
Mr. Savage?
Because I don't know what to do.
Mr.
21.
Savage.
Well, the thing is, it's like how like you already got all the attention you could possibly want. How
And is it really going to
that-
translate to concert tickets if he roasts somebody who isn't as rich as him on a diss track? Is it really going to translate to
Well,
sales
who's
for
richer,
him?
Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Okay,
Drake.
Okay, so then who's richer between Kendrick and J. Cole?
Probably Kendrick.
Well, I do believe J. Cole fucks with the Illuminati mad heavy. So J. Cole could have more.
Why do you think that?
I think I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes it a fact.
So it's got to be true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think J. Cole's like all is.
I think I missed the whole
J.
J.
Cole
Cole
in the
train.
Illuminati?
I also think that Dreamville Records, I think, is what J. Cole.
J. Cole has a
They're
song
a little bit more lower key about everything anyway. So, yeah, not really.
Because I know Drake
with
was huge. I mean, he is still big, but I don't.
Yeah, look,
I don't
he
get
talks
it.
with Vice about Illuminati decoder
I
rings.
just don't get it.
Yeah.
He's got to
I
be
can
a
fuck with
criminal.
Kendrick. I'm not a big
can fuck with
hip hop
Kendrick.
like
I'm fine with
listener.
Yeah, I love Kendrick
but
Lamar
I can
though.
fuck with some I can get down with some Kendrick.
And the diss
But-
track Euphoria was
Right.
really cool because it starts off, it's real mellow and like jazzy, and then a really hard beat comes in, and the whole thing is like 7 minutes long, which is
the diss track.
considering it took 2 weeks for a response track and how long it is. I don't know that I could get any kind of a song done in 2 weeks that's 7 minutes long and any fun to listen to at all.
You know what would be funny is if instead of diss tracks, rappers started doing like the complete opposite of diss tracks, where
Community
it was,
service.
where it
Soup
was-
kitchens.
where it was like instead of
They say
Like,
everything they like
it
about
was
somebody.
set up like it was like a diss, but instead
Yeah.
it's
But
like a compliment.
Hey man, your hair smells great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Like they have like
shit
a
that.
really, really
Out of
compelling
nowhere.
verse about
Yeah.
like a time in their life that was hard and how their nemesis's music was
Yeah.
healing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Or
like,
if
I'm gonna get this dude. Your sense of style is out of this world in a good way.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, what do? How do you respond to that? Kill him with kindness. Got to do it.
Are there beefs in like rock music?
There used to be. No, this was really weird. It's so funny you bring this up because Creed is apparently back.
They are. They just went on tour, I think. They
And
might still be on
tour.
tour.
Tour. We saw a lot of
They're
their billboards.
touring the nation.
We saw a lot of their billboards for their upcoming shows when we were on tour. And but when Creed was new, there was this very public beef that Scott Stapp was always trying to start with Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, saying he was a better singer than Eddie Vedder, but they weren't even really contemporaries. So I don't know
Well,
why.
no, they're both just like her.
But they're also like nobody was asking
Still
him.
different.
Nobody was
Yeah,
asking
different.
him about that.
But-
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it just seemed like so. Yes,
maybe he
Also-
wanted,
And then-
maybe he wanted
Oh,
Creed
was
to go
Christian.
on.
Vince Neil from Motley Crue on MTV challenged Axl Rose to a fight, and Axl Rose didn't show up.
Well,
Was it here? Because he doesn't come to St.
was
Louis.
this
This was back when they were
Recent?
young men. No, they were.
Okay.
We were. I was a
because
child.
I would much rather pay to see Axl Rose fight Vince Neil than Jake Paul versus whoever.
I want to watch
I would
that right
pay
now.
10 times more
Well,
money
now
to watch
Axl Rose would
fight
fuck Vince Neil up. Vince Neil used to look. Well, I don't know. I think Axl Rose would probably always fuck Vince Neil up.
Well, they both kind of look like and sound like shit
But-
now.
I think Vince
But
Neil got
Axl
tattoo
Rose had
eyebrows.
a big period later in his life where he was real shredded for a while. He was real into. So he's probably got some meat under that glove.
Yeah, he's still got
Some meat.
under them bones.
Yeah. No, it's be around his
Or
bones.
above them
It'd be
bones.
around them. It's kind of.
He might have meat under his bones. We don't know these days.
Well, it depends on the angle you're at.
Yeah.
Some of the meat is under some of the
Yeah.
bones. Like right now,
Where's
this,
the meat in
this meat
relation to the
down here
bones?
is under these bones here. My meat down here, I
How
do
are you
have.
structured?
We could make
I
that
have
into a
meat
thing.
here, and there's bone here, and then there's meat up here too. Though
You
there's
wanna
meat
ask someone what their
around the
deal
bone.
is? Ask someone what their deal is, and instead of saying what's your deal, say right now, where is your meat in relation to your bones?
Yeah, where's you got meat on you, but is it above the
Yeah.
bone? Is it below the bone?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
And we're gonna make it a whole thing.
We still got to write that song. I can't believe I just ate Arby's.
So you know what? Somebody tried to get me to eat Arby's today, and I wasn't about it. And then I started
Oh.
doing a praise dance in the lobby, and I got an in on. They ordered from some place up there, like catfish dinners. They came with like everything, and I happened to have the exact amount of cash on me. It was just meant to be, and it was delicious. I don't usually eat catfish, and I don't even
Oh,
know
I
where
love
this was from.
catfish.
There's a place.
I don't
in
usually
Concord-
like it.
There's a place in the Concord area that on
It's
Tuesdays,
not where I was.
on Tuesdays they do a pound of catfish.
That's
and
too
two
much.
sides.
That's a lot
for
of catfish.
$14.
Dude, where? I'm there.
Concord
I am
Grill.
fucking there.
But you know what happened
Concord
here?
Grill.
I got 4 giant, beautiful lovely, not funky at all pieces of catfish. I've had funky catfish and it makes me mad.
Funky catfish is a fun name for a song
Yeah.
or something.
Elmo's Love Lounge, R.I.P., used to have some real funky catfish.
Mm.
I didn't know Elmo's Love Lounge closed.
I
Well,
think
when
they
you
did.
say funky
Oh.
catfish, it makes it sound like it's bad catfish. Like, oh, that shit.
I just
I
kind
think
of
it sounds better.
but now I'm
You
gun
think?
shy.
Talking about?
I'm gun shy about it. I'm always afraid catfish is gonna taste like mud.
I want that catfish and make it funky.
But this was not like that. This was beautiful, and it came with that cafeteria spaghetti that I love,
Oh.
and green beans with little packets of hot sauce
You
that I put
like
on my
that
green
cafeteria
beans.
spaghetti that kind of tasted like
Oh
aluminum?
God, I love it.
Yeah.
There was an
I could eat a
aluminum
whole thing of
undertone
it.
to that spaghetti sauce.
That's maybe the part I like. Yeah, how many Diet Cokes do I drink a day? I must
true.
love aluminum.
You don't even like the
Aluma?
aspartame. You just want the aluminum.
you think-
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
So you know, okay, so you know how like and like a lot of fish and stuff, if you eat a lot of fish, you got to worry about like mercury, how much mercury is
Sure.
in there. I want is there like if you compare that to like drinking beers out of a can, like how much whatever you get outta here?
Aluminum doesn't actually transfer at the temperatures that you encounter a can. That's part
so
of
then why does
and it's
fi- oh, I guess just because
because fish gets it from all kinds of
Ah, that
places
makes
in the
more
water
sense.
and stuff. But there's not
Probably a
there's,
lot of pollution.
There's no
Yeah.
mercury in your
Might do
aluminum
it.
can.
Could've guessed.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the pollution, the
Yeah.
elements of the dangerous
Yeah, we
toxins
did
that are
that.
in exhaust fumes of all kinds that
We seasoned that fish with mercury.
you know, in the rainwater, they come down
Where
into
does
the
mercury come
ocean.
There's a planet that produces it.
I'm
kidding. I don't think that's true.
From there.
But that's
Yeah.
also how
It's
the
like drops of Jupiter, but it's mercury.
But
drops in Jupiter
I do,
in your is
that
it
album
hair
was great.
or
Yeah,
ear?
in your
I think it's
hair,
hair.
in your, but you don't
ear.
pronounce the H.
in your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she's back.
So
Who is
tell
that?
me. That's Train.
Train.
That
They
was on
also
now.
did
That's what I
Soul
call Music
Sister.
Volume 7. I had that on CD.
What's Train's big hit? Is that
That
it?
one, that was their
one?
first one. But then they had a comeback and they had Hey Soul Sister.
Oh.
Hey, that Mister on the
Radio.
That's the one.
On the radio,
stereo, which is like
The way you move.
it's not even new technology. I
fair,
wish he had said
you
on your
know.
Bluetooth JBL
Yeah, I think that's
with
Meet
the
Virginia.
subwoofer.
Meet Virginia was actually the first one. If you want to get.
Meet Virginia was
Virginia.
garbage compared to
I don't
Drops
know
of
why.
Oh, of
Jupiter.
course.
But when
Of
you
course,
said
but-
when you
but
said
we-
Meet Virginia, I imagine MEAT Virginia.
Meet Virginia.
Meet Virginia.
That's Virginia, and we call her Meat.
It's a steak that's just cut out to be shaped like.
That's her stage name.
You think Train was an industry plant?
They could just be they could just be independently wealthy. Their parents could have been real estate investors.
That's like when people found out that Slipknot grew up in a rich neighborhood.
Do they really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh wow.
You
Is he
can't
from like Iowa?
if you're
or
living in
something?
actual poverty, you live in an apartment, you can't play metal.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get out.
Where you got to get out in the corn.
You need a
Yeah.
guest house that's
You need
bigger
a-
than this
you need a-
room.
Yeah.
a guard on the gate.
How do I
Yeah.
fit 9 people into this band in an apartment? You
Right.
can't do
You
it.
can't do
Exactly.
it. They're not from Hell's Kitchen.
Exactly.
They're probably from an affluent suburb
Yeah.
of Ohio.
There's an alternate universe where Slipknot originated in Harlem, and you just really got to wonder.
Well, that's like Clowncore. Do you remember Clowncore?
What's
Remember it? It never
Clowncore?
went anywhere.
No, but they would play in like a porta potty or like a minivan. They just played at Coachella. You guys don't know Clowncore?
Wait, is that a band or a genre? I thought it was.
Okay,
a
so
genre.
it's like a thing. They used to be on
Hey,
Adult
Molly.
Swim. It's a musical duo.
Can I have a
Two
beer?
anonymous artists who wear clown masks, but it's speculated
Thank
to
you.
be Lewis Cole of the indie-tronica jazz funk band Knower. And I thought they just played at Coachella.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And people that didn't know about,
Oh,
they used to
wow.
be like on Adult Swim. You would have seen them playing in a porta potty, and they were like my favorite thing on Cartoon Network.
I'm so happy that my job, I don't have to go to the bathroom in a porta potty.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that common for
Well,
people
a lot
that do your kind of work?
construction- No, not my work, but like just, you know, I'm glad that I don't have to travel.
My favorite thing to do is I'll install a toilet and then I'll poop in it.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing. Yeah.
Just to kind of break it in.
Sometimes I save it up for days.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a toilet.
Well,
because
because you need a couple 100 pounds to really squeeze down the new wax ring.
Right. You really want to make sure though that it's working correctly.
And what better way than to just dump your own?
Light it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucked up. It was pouring down rain last night
What?
on my way home from trivia, so I didn't.
That was your fault?
So I didn't stop and get normal dog food. I had a little bit of normal dog food that I then mixed with fresh ingredients that you can feed dogs, and people that make their own dog food at home or make fresh food for their dogs. They do this kind of thing. And
Better
so
ingredients.
I keep stuff
Better
around
pizza.
in such a case because I don't necessarily love that they only ever eat kibble, right? But today I get a report from my wife. The boys are just shitting lava.
Because they can change their food.
Because they each had a helping of garbanzo beans, I think is what did it.
You're one of those people you put like beans and ground turkey and an egg in your dog's food?
There was an egg.
Oh, dude, I used to crack an egg in my dog's at my mom's house. I would crack it just in their dog food in their bowl.
Mm-hmm. They love that
And they
shit.
Fucking love that
Love
shit,
it. Eat
dude.
it up.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, I
Fucking
bought
love that
eggs
shit.
kind of in bulk last time I got them, and I couldn't possibly eat as many of them. So I thought, okay. So I see this on TikTok all the time. People making their dogs food, and then they order
yeah.
Chick-fil-A for
I used to work
themselves.
with a
I
guy.
don't get it.
I used to work with a guy. He's like in his like late 50s, early 60s, and his dog was his baby. And he would do meal prep for his dog every Tuesday. Where I mean, he would do nothing, no kibble. It was all like mushrooms and beans and meats and egg and all
For his
kinds of shit.
dog?
And he would make out every day, like 2 meals a day. Like he would literally meal prep a whole week for his dog every Tuesday.
That's fucked.
And it's like, God damn.
That's fucked.
Why is it fucked? He took good care of his dog.
Well,
He's
no, I'm
a
saying.
good dog.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. But I'm saying that's fucked because I don't even do that for myself.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you know,
So-
I mean, the amount of stuff I got going in my body right now that I shouldn't.
It's bad.
Yeah, like
It's
this
bad.
is so bad for me. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll order some pretzel boys.
you know what?
Um,
I've earned this. I'll have 2 double stack tacos today.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Taco Bell
Mhm.
is one thing I've been trying to move away from a little bit because I
Why?
used to live because not only is it getting expensive just like everything else, I
It's
also
true. Everything's expensive.
think that it's stupid as fuck. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
You can drop that all you want, but
No.
I was listening.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I think that I spend too much money now on fast food, whereas it used to be like fast food was a way to not spend too much money. And
Now it
I
doesn't
end
matter.
up leaving
I
McDonald's.
I got lunch at Lion's Choice today, and it was $16 for my meal.
Isn't that fucked
It
up?
was the new remix sandwich, and I did
Oh,
make it a
that's
6
cheap.
ounce.
That's cheap for Lion's Choice.
fucking.
If I get Lion's
that
Choice for me
remix
and
sandwich. Have you had
Keenan,
the
it's
remix?
like $50.
I haven't
It's-
eaten Lion's
it's
Choice in years.
Texas
Oh my god,
toast.
it's my favorite.
Hold
It's
on.
not a sponsor.
Texas toast, garlic aioli, Swiss cheese, and then their beef, their thinly
Beef.
sliced roast beef.
That beef.
And it starts out 4 ounces, but for an upcharge of $1.50 an ounce, you can add probably as many ounces as you want. Really,
Yeah.
I
They
can't
also
believe
have
we
a
should just send them a
garlic
bill.
bill.
butter
6-ouncer.
on the outside of the Texas toast.
What's that?
There's a garlic butter on the outside.
Of the Texas toast.
Something.
Yeah.
It
And
was delicious.
I've eaten it
Yeah,
several
dude.
times, and it's lovely. And we've talked about it on like the
Get
last
the
5
fuck
episodes
outta
of this
here.
show, and they're not even a sponsor. We should just send them all these clips and a bill.
But also, you shouldn't stray away from Taco Bell if you're going to keep eating fast food because one, their new cheap menu thing, like their double stack tacos, they're like they
You're
have a
doing this
cheesy
again?
burrito. Yes, I love Taco Bell, and also
I love Taco Bell
in
too.
recent studies.
Oh, yeah.
in recent
Love
studies
it.
in like the last few years, they're one of the healthiest fast food chains out there.
Are they?
Even though their ground beef is probably about 60% sawdust.
What's the worst?
The worst,
What's the worst? What's the most unhealthy? fast
probably
food?
like
Whitey's?
Carl's Jr.,
Whitey's. Oh, Carl's Jr.
Whitey's.
I think McDonald's
That's
has very
Hardee's,
little
for those that
actual
know Carl's
food
Jr.
in
is Hardee's.
any of it. Most of the food at McDonald's is very.
Long John Silver's.
Rallies.
It's not food.
Rallies.
I love me a Big Buford, baby.
nonsense.
Let's go to Rallies.
I love
that
Rallies.
2 for $4 thing or whatever the fuck they do at Rallies. I go down to Small Change in South City by Jefferson and Gravois, and then there's a Rallies right there. I know
Oh,
I can
yeah.
hit that baby up on the way home.
I'm hungry. Let's go.
Oh,
You know, some places they call it checkers.
Down in the South, it's called checkers.
I like they do the fry seasoning on the chicken strips
Look at you, got me so excited. My legs
or the
jiggling.
mozzarella sticks.
I'm going to rallies after this. Give me a big Buford.
Dude, we used to get rallies all the time before shows at Fubar.
Oh,
and-
fuck.
Yeah, because there was a rallies like right there.
Is that the one that was like on Shoto or whatever?
It's still there.
Is it?
Is it? Wait.
Is it by Grand and Shoto?
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking tell me. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris Murphy from Freethinker, we would always go there, and he would get 2 spicy chicken sandwiches, and every time he'd be like,
So good.
I don't know why I got these spicy chicken sandwiches. It fucks up my stomach. But he got them every single
Every
goddamn time we played
Yep.
there, no matter
Yep.
what.
The
Because
real-
they're just so good. But
if
then
you're
he'd
a real G, you do the double spicy chicken, where it's
But then
2
you-
chicken patties,
the deluxe.
and 2
Yeah,
slices of
You
cheese.
got to get the doubles.
Those
It's
are
crazy. It
Double
looks like a
cheese.
dare.
Get some
And then
doubles.
in Lenten season, you can get a double fish,
Lenten season, yes.
double fish stack at the Checkers.
Either way,
What do you
best
say?
to
What do you say?
avoid
Lenten
before
season in
shows.
German.
Lenten
Lentenstrasse, whatever the fuck it would be. I don't know.
Lentenstrasse.
I've been trying to learn a different language, but I think that my brain is too small.
My fiance is trying to learn German right now. She's got like a 66-day streak on Duolingo or whatever.
You got to develop.
But she doesn't say anything in German ever unless she's singing to our cats, and then it's just like meine Katzen, meine Katzen. And I'm like, well, fucking, what else have you learned
I think
in your
that-
66-day stretch?
That's good though. That's a good stretch.
I want her to learn German and then teach me German, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be slow, but it'll happen.
Yeah, I think it's a thing that after a certain age, like after like let's just say 20, that like it's even harder to learn.
Yeah, because your brain's more like a sponge when you're young.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
wife speaks.
But I learned Spanish and French, and I don't remember any of that shit.
Did you?
Yeah.
In high school or
I
something?
took like 2 years of French and 3 years of Spanish, and I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
My wife
took
speaks
3 years.
Spanish and Italian, I
can
think.
understand
A
Spanish.
little
Ni hao,
Spanish.
我叫嘛
Some Italian.
What are you doing?
Pretty good at with the
What a
Italian.
gong chao.
I studied German
What is
for
that?
5 long
I
years.
don't know. I just know the
I'm
word.
going to let you
I
guys
did-
take this one.
I did take 3 years of Chinese, and I know how to say, "Can I go to the bathroom?" That's about it.
Say it.
But why were you
Wait, maybe
why
I
were
don't know
you
how to say that.
why were you taking
Oh,
Chinese?
我可以去学吗?
Oh,
There you
you
go.
should definitely study some Chinese.
Or maybe that's not. Can I go to the bathroom?
I don't know.
Maybe that's like
whatever
what
they
is
told
your
you
name or
was. It
something.
really just
我可以
means-
去学吗?
It
That
just
means
means
something.
large
I like
chicken
you
sandwich.
speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
We should go to China.
To all of our Chinese speakers on who
Jacob-
listen to Jacob
Jacob
V
V.
Weekly,
Yeah.
我可以去学吗? If you can just leave in the comments what
I'm
that means.
horrified to find out what that means.
Yeah. It means flaccid horse penis.
Oh
They
god.
never wanted you to know. But they laughed so hard because every time you have to go to the bathroom, you just go up to a random person and say, "Excuse me, flaccid horse penis?" And that's it. Boom.
Oh my god.
And
But you
that's
in
what it
China
was.
would be hilarious. How tall are you?
6'6".
How tall are you?
Right about that. Yeah. Right around.
Can we
right
get-
about that.
Right around there.
Before we leave, I got to see. I got to see.
We're about
who-
the same height. Yeah.
you think you're about the same height?
About the same.
You
Mhm,
think?
mhm.
Well, what? So you guys are like, where is your ancestry?
My mom's
Oh.
side is mostly Irish.
English, Irish, Austrian, German.
Okay, that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So the German side got all the big genes. German,
Yeah.
Austrian side got the big genes.
Austrian.
Hmm. And then, then the English, Irish side got all the alcoholism,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all of it.
That's
yeah,
the
you
both
put
worlds,
you put an
really.
Irish brain in a German body, and it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
monster.
We've seen it.
I'm living it right now. I'm not supposed to
Jacob,
exist.
when are you gonna take me? When are you gonna take me hunting or something?
Yeah, Clay, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. Dee Dee has never been hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go hunting for 10 years. Why am I the one?
No, because I think
I've only shot a gun like
we
once.
have to use our access to that outlet to try to take him on a thing. I would go for the sake of participating in that way.
I was seasoned in my youth. I would go regularly.
you?
I shot my uncle when
Where
I
did
was
you guys-
14.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine.
Which was just from overexposure.
Yeah.
What were you guys? Were you guys going for ducks or?
Yeah, my dad's real big into waterfowl.
Okay.
Is the main thing. Have you done
He
deer?
lives to shoot things with wings.
I've
Yeah.
never done
Yeah.
deer or turkey. I don't think.
But you've gotten a
I've
duck
done
before?
turkey.
I've
never
done
done
duck,
deer.
yes.
Yeah.
I've done duck, dove, quail, turkey.
I probably did some dove. No,
geese.
I don't think I did dove. I think it was just ducks.
So
Where do you guys
it does
go for
change
that?
your perspective. Oh, different places,
Different
rural
places.
regions all around.
There's
They'd be
a
like, I know a guy an hour away. Let's go right now. And then be
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to travel
your
5
dad-
hours and sleep through the night and then get up at 1 a.m. to go set up in a different state. Last time I went
Is
hunting
your
with
dad?
them. Yeah. Last time we went hunting, he didn't ask me to go hunting for like a decade.
Yeah.
He said, let's go. You come with me. We'll do this. You can do some shit for me while we're out there because he has like a house on the other side of Missouri that he uses for like a hunting lodge. And he's like, all right, so this is what we're going to do. I need you to get your Oklahoma licensing. And I was like, what the fuck? We're in Missouri. And then so I had to do
but
all
the
that.
victims are in Oklahoma.
Yeah, right. And so we just woke up at like 4 a.m, got in the truck, drove across the border in Oklahoma, and then set up in this area that I guess someone scoped out for him previously because he's got ops in all the regions.
So he's got buddies like all around.
all
who are just
over.
like-
We just went down. Last October we went and did railings on a hunting lodge thing down in Arkansas, like the southern part of Arkansas. There were gators in the swamps out back of the building we were working in, and these are people that he knows from hunting. He knows people all over.
Gators?
Yeah, and he trades
Gators.
his expertise as a carpenter for access to
Yeah.
these places.
It's
And
like,
so
oh,
he
I'll
does.
come out and do that. I'll come
He
out
hunts
inside
in the
your
morning
house.
and he works in the afternoon, and then they eat.
He has to be at work at 7 a.m. So if he can get in there and get some killing done
Yeah.
before that, he'll
Before?
do it. Before that.
Oh, that's the best part.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a lot of times he would wake me up from school and he had just got back from hunting, and then he's going to go work all day.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Lives for it.
That is.
Lives for it. My mother, our mother, recently told a story that I was just talking about earlier today. Jacob had an illness when he was a baby, and he had to be in a medicated room where there was medication in the air being pumped into this room to keep this poor sweet man alive. And my mother was like sleeping in the hallway in a chair, wanted to be there at all times, and my dad was hunting. I wasn't alive yet, but yeah. So he was like,
He had
like
to
we
bring
don't
sustenance.
Like, it was
for
like
his
we
son.
don't. That wasn't it. He just wanted to go shoot birds. But he's like, I mean, am I supposed to sleep in the hospital too? I'll just gotta go hunting.
Yeah.
He went on a hunting trip, and this boy's clinging to life in a medicated air room.
What was wrong with you?
Something about his lungs. I don't know.
Mm.
I had RSV,
Mm.
which is common. It's just very dangerous.
Mhm.
And mine was really bad. It's a respiratory infection that infants are susceptible to.
Mhm.
Mm.
And
It's way
the-
more treatable now, obviously.
Yeah, and at the time they gave me like an experimental, apparently airborne steroid treatment of some kind, where like you had to wear a mask to come into the room to see me because I had to be in this room where the air was full of this medication.
Mhm. And
Oh,
the nurses
wow.
were wearing like hazmat suits to go fucking
Yeah.
take care of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it fucked me up.
Mhm.
Okay, this is
Well,
a-
the
this
biggest
is a
side effect
question.
of the medication was it did make his head the size of a watermelon. He had to grow into his head.
Really?
Yeah. You want to talk about strong neck? He
Okay,
had
so
to hold
this
that
is-
head up
This is a
My
question.
neck is 24 inches
Mhm.
around
since
That's a
birth.
thick neck.
since birth
Since
to hold up
birth.
It came
this
out like
giant
that.
noggin.
His
I got all
neck
this
was bigger than
cholesterol
his
in my
head.
brain. Hard at work.
It was crazy trying to put a turtleneck on him, which mother insisted on because of that neck.
How much were you? I was born at 10 pounds, but you guys.
We were both really early.
I was a
Oh, were
36
you?
weeker,
Oh,
and I was
okay.
7 pounds 12 ounces. You
Oh,
do a
wow.
lot of growing in that last month.
Yeah.
I'm so glad my mother didn't have to do that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was pretty early too, and but similarly, I don't remember being super small. Like
Yeah,
it was.
You
like,
don't remember
if
like
we
being
had
born?
stayed, if we had stayed in all the way to 9 months, we would have been way too big.
Yeah.
But also the downside to that is, we both had some health problems when we were babies. He had that.
we have
I
an
had-
uncle.
I had pilar stenosis, which is that thing that Will Ferrell has the same scars I do, but they have to clip a part of your abdominal muscles because they're constricting your intestines,
Mm.
so you can't fully digest food. So I was just puking a lot.
Yeah.
Pilar stenosis.
Damn. So you guys.
I
both
had
some
stenosis in my
stuff.
pilars.
So you guys
Hmm?
both had some stuff.
yeah, and then he dropped
Mm.
like some hot magma on his face at one point when he was a baby.
No, that was just it was a fireplace cover, one of those screen fireplace covers, but it was
He-
heavy.
He
Oh,
was
man.
in the fires of Mordor.
Brain
on your head.
Oh yeah, right on my face.
Oh, dude,
And
I have a couple.
my father picked it up, and I
stories.
opened my eyes, and blood was getting my eyes. And he said, "Stop, close your eyes." And I didn't know what he was saying because I was freaking out. So he put
Yeah.
it back on my face,
Yeah.
so I would close my eyes.
Oh
Genius.
my god, dude.
My goodness.
was
Fucking
good.
Yeah, my sister, we were playing on the playground one time and I was like I went down like the fire pole, and she was on the top, and there were like some bricks up top for some reason, and she, I guess, picked one up and threw it off. Landed on my head. Same kind of thing. Blood coming down my eyes and stuff. And like, you don't know what the fuck
You're
is
freaking
going
out.
on.
You're a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on really.
Why is everything red all of a sudden?
Right.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah. I think about all the head injuries I had.
Yeah. And now look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Cheers
Yeah,
to
you guys
that.
are big, strong fellas. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
The
There was
water's
another
fine.
time. This is
Mhm.
funny. So I
Less blood to the brain, more blood to the body. Here we are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is the end
Mhm.
result. Mm-hmm.
I've always said that.
You. I don't know about you. I
You
was
were
talking about
saying
me.
something. You were saying another time you were too big for the world?
Oh no! Another time, I was walking home from school and there was this older kid, who like lived on my street, and he grabbed my backpack. And, like we were friends, it wasn't in like a bullying way, but he grabbed my backpack and started swinging, and so I was hanging on to like the part that goes, around your shoulder, straps,
Straps.
and he let go of it, and I went back and smacked my head on
Oh,
the back of a curb.
oh.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
another time my head was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are like
That's
good
not
quality
good, bub. You don't want to hit your head.
good
Well, a little bit of head
quality
trauma.
podcast stories.
A little bit of head trauma.
You don't want to hit your
It
head.
builds character.
It's necessary for
Yeah.
character, I think.
Yeah. It gives you the underdeveloped frontal lobe, so you
Mhm.
just kind of step in line.
right, right.
Mm-hmm. Which is what I
yep.
like about it.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Is there?
I don't even know where to go. What are we at time-wise?
Rallies.
We're going to
We're
rallies.
at 66 minutes.
Ah,
So,
shit.
guys, thanks for joining us for
God damn
episode
it.
88 of Jacob V Weekly.
Guess we're going to rallies.
Definitely check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. Patreon.com/Jacob V. JacobV.com. No Antics has music coming out constantly on all platforms. We also have music videos we make ourselves. Go check those out. I'm here at doorstop-studio.square.site. Book an appointment. Come do some shit in here. I love doing my podcast here. I'm going to do music stuff here. It's really great.
Go with the spaghetti.
Caddyshack,
This place
Save a
is
Life for
fucking
9.
awesome.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
It's a little bit
Um,
nicer than Jake's basement.
Somebody, if you work at Lion's Choice, just feel them out about the podcast sponsor
I know a
thing.
guy that works corporate for Lion's Truth.
It's a very inexpensive operation to run. I'm not greedy.
Lion's Choice?
Yeah.
I feel like they put a lot of effort into
No,
it.
I meant we are in it. I don't need thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right. I also
Constantly.
know the CEO of Rallies, so I'll get on that.
Rallies would be
Shit,
good.
What are we doing here?
I can't
Yeah.
eat as much Rallies on the air as I can Lion's Choice, but
I'll do it.
I'll try it.
We could do a rallies mukbang on
Worst
a podcast.
case scenario, I'll be dead.
How many Bufords can you do?
I am more into the chicken. Something about the chicken feels safer to me.
He just really liked that moment on the last one.
Yeah, go ahead and do it for him.
Hmm?
Do it for him. Let's
I'm
do
not
it.
drunk. I can't replicate that.
You can't get
Get that much meat
off
off
a chicken.
We'll work on that. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
That wasn't bad. We were pretty synchronized.
I guess-
Yeah, I could sync that up.
if that
with
really
a plug
catches
in.
on, we could make T-shirts.
Well, yeah, I was talking about this last night. I was working on an account so I could have custom merch, like people could order the exact color and size they want, and it would send it straight to them, and I wouldn't have to have a garage full of them. But the problem I'm having is a lot of our podcast moments that do really well on the clips are all affiliated with brands that are not giving us money to promote them, which is a problem. So
Genius.
we have to
get in business with Big Chicken.
we need maybe the hoodie should just be Big Chicken.
How'd you guys make it? Big chicken.
Big Chicken. We're
Big
in with
chicken.
We're
Give
in
us
with
the green light,
Tyson,
baby.
We're in with We're in with the vegan nuggets, the Morningstar nuggets, or is it Morningstar? Or is that ice cream sandwiches?
Morningstar is I think that's the vegetarian option, yeah?
Yeah,
The plant-based, thank you.
Where is this?
Yeah, plant-based nuggets.
Yeah, schnucks.
I'll
Yeah,
go
Schnucks.
plant-based.
Yeah.
I'll go
Without
plant-based
any
for the right
local
price.
groceries.
Not a sponsor yet.
It's a Morningstar chicken. It's not chicken.
What is it though? Is it soy?
Probably soy.
I'm not into filling up on soy.
I don't know. I remember someone when Impossible Burgers came out was telling me like it bleeds like meat. I'm like, that's weird.
I don't need it to bleed.
I don't need my plant.
I don't
my
know why.
plant-based
Why do you
meat.
need it to bleed? You know what I heard? My spiritual advisor sent me this on TikTok. She sent me a thing. A guy was explaining that Dippin' Dots have pivoted a large scale of their business to little droplets of plant-based fat that they put into meat substitutes so that when you cook it, it melts into the meat like meat would.
They're putting Dippin' Dots in meat.
They're using the Dippin' Dots technology to make the little fat droplets they put in the fake burgers.
Meat and dots.
But it's plant-based.
Dippin' meat.
I don't know. I just saw this on TikTok. I got it from my spiritual advisor. We can wrap this up. We have things to do. I still got to get dog food.
I feel like you're always getting dog.
I'm always out of it. I have 3 big dogs.
True.
You are always getting dog
Always.
food.
I always need dog
Always
food.
getting dog
I need
food.
an 80-pound bag of Purina and 72 DCs.
This dude is always
That's
getting
that's
dog
exactly
food.
what's about to be
They
in my
won't do
trunk.
curbside pickup for him because everything weighs over 100 pounds.
Do you think I could get Purina to sponsor the show? They have local offices.
Probably.
Because I do the Pro Plan
No.
sensitive skin and stomach, which is salmon based. Because my dogs really don't do well with chicken.
It's
It makes
just-
them gassy.
I think they have to see some sort of thing in your content that'll benefit them, and other than just bringing up that you need dog food all the time.
I think my neighbor works for them.
You should really be cooking them food.
Every week you should meal prep your dogs.
I have a
You should
friend who
eat
does
garbage
that.
yourself
I have a
and
friend who
then
cooks
meal prep your
multiple
dogs.
meals a day for her dog.